Alrighty, welcome back. It's the end of Protoss Covert Ops. End game. This mission's either going to be incredibly easy or surprisingly difficult. I don't think there's going to be an in-between, but we'll see. I have a general idea of the flow of the map, just knowing like when the Xanthos moves out, where it goes, and then how the enemy attack waves also come and from which direction, etc., etc. So I think we're going to have more than enough firepower to just blast through the Xanthos, but those missile batteries are always scary.
Capital ships have docked within the Spear of Adun. They await your preference.
I think we just, we take the usual suspects. Time stop should stop the Xanthos as well. We can use that every time it moves out. Well, probably not that frequently, but we can use it probably the second and the fourth time it moves out. Guardian Shell is going to be invaluable so that we don't insta-lose a bunch of stuff. I'm thinking Adepts because Terran does send a lot of Hellbats and those little Marines. They're tiny, the teeny tiny Marines, the troopers, right? So Adepts will do pretty well against that. So will Dark Templar. High Templar I don't think I'll be building. Energizers for sure. Again, just the usual suspects. The only ones I'm struggling are, if we take Wrathwalkers, they might be able to outrange the Xanthos. Same with Tempests. The one thing we're giving up with Tempests, though, is the healing carriers and the synergy with Guardian Shell. It just saves our units so that we don't have to rebuild them. So with that in mind, again, I think we're going to have more than enough firepower if we do something like this. Again, it's sort of the boring usual suspects, but I don't mind. They've gotten us this far.
The Cerro shipyard is a strategic point for the Dominion. Gorgon battlecruisers are repaired here after taking damage in combat. The shipyard's coordinates are classified, but Davis is aware of them, and the top-ranking defenders still support her. It looks like she left her ship.
Okay, yeah, we know. We know, Rygel. So I think as long as we focus down the missile battery every time and accept that we're going to get Guardian Shell popped every time, it's going to be fine.
But if you target its weapons individually, you can bring them
also, there's Artanis. He can heal our dudes with astral winds. That's going to be fantastic.
They'll likely retreat to a secure area during the process. Breaking through their fortifications and striking then is your best chance to destroy it.
Okay, no problem. So let's just go ahead and get started. I think the first thing we're going to want to do is grab the resource pallets that are available to us. So, like, you guys come on down here and pick those up. Let's take these units and attack down here to open up this section. And then you pick up those, and then these here as well, and then we could take the expansion. How's this going over here? He's fine. Hotkey Artanis. Can I stun the guys in the bunker? No, it doesn't seem like it. Okay, let's take this. Perfect. We're getting going just like that. And then the rest of you, let's bring you back over here for that that first attack wave. We also could start attacking up through here if we wanted to. I don't really want to. Also, I forgot to pick these up. I mean, I can get these later, but getting them now is going to be helpful. Let's go Forge, Cyber Core, and then get another pylon. I can also chrono out my... Nice vanguards. I can also chrono out probes at my expansion here, assuming we have enough supply. And we're going to get a bunch of supply from the new Nexus as well, so this is all good. Okay, we collected that stuff. You come on back. We're just waiting on pylons right now, which is a bit of a bummer. And what other tech do we really need to get started here? We go Fast Fleet Beacon. I actually think DTs are going to be a great choice. And I'm going to start attack as soon as possible. And then we're going to stockpile our resources and chrono out probes at this second base here. Let's head over. Yes, exactly. I was waiting for that to pop out. So we're going to zap in there. I didn't know we would have Artanis this mission. That's very handy. Just like letting him pop Resurgence doesn't seem that bad either. Okay, actually, this is fine. We didn't really lose that much stuff. I am appreciative. Okay, 12 probes is what you get with one Chrono Surge. So let's see if we could snag one more queued up here. Oh, it was more than 12. Is it 13? I don't know. Regardless, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. Let's just keep getting this stuff queued
My
up.
scans show the Xanthos moving toward a Gorgon. Get ready to counter it.
Okay.
Its weapons array is powering a flamethrower and an armor-piercing railgun.
Now, as soon as the Xanthos is done attacking, we have to prep ourselves for enemy attacks. We have to hold out against an enemy attack and push with the Hyperion both. We also could just make enough gateways that we can warp in a bunch of DTs to save ourselves as things go awry. Let's go ahead and just pop a shield overcharge here and just get in there. It's confused by Artanis. It is attacking him, to be clear. But the Dominion is actually gonna...
Head back for repairs. We'll return with greater firepower.
I don't know where that SCV was going. That didn't seem like the best usage of of the SCV, but you know, that's okay. See, now we do have time stop. I know we're gonna need some cannons along this ledge, so let's get those. We're gonna need probably several. This is just for later.
Upgrade complete.
Okay.
You have not enough minerals.
I could chrono out even more probes as well. It's like I could start pushing. This is just like the secure our borders type situation here. Just make sure that...
Inbound. We're ready to see some more action.
Because we are going to have to push through this side.
In the name of Tassadar, we shall be victorious. Stand with me.
If and when they do attack us, I'm feeling like we probably can just use Solar Lance, because they are going to attack from the left eventually. This also could be a good time stop, though. I'm thinking we just want to save that for the Xanthos. So, we do have to bust through this stuff. There's the big attack wave. Okay, Artanis has not popped Resurgence yet because of Guardian Shell. There he goes. I'd love to kill this tank. There you go. Now you can get out of there, buddy. We're going to back up. That's as much damage as I feel like we needed to do in one go, so I'm going to back up and make sure that this side doesn't get roasted. Let's go and get some additional tech. A little bit of everything. Get maxed out with pylons. We'll get 2 more gateways, and then I think that's pretty much it. We're like ready to build stuff incredibly quickly on this map. So get some additional vanguards. We're warping some void rays. I'm sort of feeling like we're gonna want to just save our energy. I don't know. Maybe that's the wrong choice. I'm gonna get some additional cannons here.
That's all we can take. Heading back for now.
I really don't want to get nuked. I see him coming in now. It's a lot of Hellbats, but I think it's okay.
Ready another attack. Already taken.
So I just used Astral Wind, but it did not heal the Sentinel here.
With honor, our we shall.
Anyway, at this rate, we're going crazy. We're doing great. I think I'm going to Chrono Surge out the carriers.
Davis is navigating the Xanthos to a Dominion Gorgon. They've activated a new bay capable of deploying air superiority fighters.
And I think what we'll want to do is time stop, kill the Xanthos, and then we're going to swing back here and start pushing through that area up there. 2 carriers, probably enough. Again, they're mostly just to heal. I'm going to start mixing in some more Energizers, and by some more, I mean any at all. I feel like time stop is just going to completely negate this thing.
Our path is
It does work. Okay. How long does this last? 20 seconds? Enough to blast through a lot of this stuff? Okay, focus down the fighter bay, please. I just feel like we weren't focus firing, we were attacking the fighters.
That's enough. We need repairs.
Okay, so I think what happens is they come from the left, and then they'll pivot and hit us from the right. Let's go ahead and start getting some additional upgrades. More vanguards. I'm going to get one more kit. You know what? Let's get Yeah, let's get one more carrier and then just start pumping voids.
You have not enough minerals.
I actually think Sentinels are going to be great.
Shall prevail.
I really do want to use shield overcharge to push up into this area before the Hyperion even warps in. Let's do that. But then we won't be able to Solar Lance
Admiral Horner here. My ship is returning to the front line.
on the right if needed. I'm just going to build some defense up here. We're not fully maxed out on workers, so that's not good. But at the same time, we're gonna get to a point where we're gonna have so many resources to spend that it would also be wrong to have so many workers. Okay, so this is the anti-Hyperion attack wave. Once you kill this, what's gonna happen is they're gonna spawn from the right. I am gonna definitely need a lot more anti-air. My anti-ground is gonna be crazy.
They're pushing us back.
So we want to come over here, and I think this is actually when they attack with those flyers. Okay, yeah, anti-air is going to be a serious thing here. Let's go ahead and just chrono out upgrades. The sooner we can get these, the better.
Someone get Swan. We need to patch up our ship.
Your arsenal operational, General.
Good. You are authorized to strike the enemy.
Okay, let's repel this, and then I think what I'm going to do is just start cleaning out the center. We're making really good progress. This is a lot faster than, I think, how fast you can move when you're playing as Terran. What detection options do we have? I think it's only Artanis, so we cannot lose Artanis. Which is a big ask. I mean, Resurgence is good. I wonder if can he detect while he's actively using Resurgence, I wonder? I hope so. Okay, there are some more... Yeah, so kill that guy. And we're going to start pushing in. So she goes to the left, I believe. I don't even know if we could pick these up because they're, like, in the way. I could probably shade through them with an Adept. Which is, like, a large amount of effort for 2 pallets, but let's do it. Okay, cool.
Valerian has no right to command his father's fleet.
Davis is navigating the Xanthos to a Dominion Gorgon.
Cool, cool. Let's continue to chrono out our upgrades. I do think Sentinels, again, they're going to distract the Xanthos, so I think that's pretty good. Go for the missile battery first. And this is going to be a massacre as soon as it shoots those things. Actually, oh, never mind. It still shoots them.
Turn back. Our weapon systems are failing.
Our destiny awaits.
I was hoping it wouldn't still shoot them. I'm going to time stop and just attack into this area. Just wipe that out fast, please. Just trying to use Spear to the greatest efficiency. And then we can use Chrono Surge again to just keep getting these high-level upgrades out. I could take these geysers as well, because we have auto geysers. Let's do this. Okay, and getting rid of these starports. Getting rid of anything on this map is helpful. Artanis getting roasted by this single battlecruiser. No reason to just throw him away if we can help it. Okay, Hyperion I think comes middle.
We're ready to see some more action.
And an enemy attack again will come and meet it.
For the General!
I'm just going to keep making Void Rays. Okay, and there's Hyperion. Again, there's going to be an attack, I think, from the center to meet the Hyperion, and then there's going to be an attack, I think, from the right. There it is, okay. So again, they generally will, they counterattack on the Hyperion. You know what, let him use Resurgence.
We're losing ground!
Yes, you are. I'm going to keep pushing. Artanis, though, again, we can't afford to lose him, so let's back him up. upgrades. I'm just watching to see if the screen flashes red, because that means our Tannis is going down, but he seems fine. We didn't get nuked. I'm actually not sure. An enemy attack will come from one of the directions. I can just frantically warp in a bunch of DTs. I guess that would be one way to make me feel a little better, I suppose. And my rallying Void Rays have been getting wrecked, so I guess it's good that we have cleared everything out, so now we can rally, and it's no problem. Where is the enemy?
That's all we can take. Heading back for now.
Counterattack. I mean, there's a counterattack on the Hyperion, and then they'll attack from either the left or the right. Maybe we killed it when we came up this way.
Ready another attack.
Strength
Already
in
killed
unity.
Okay, so now here's the bad side here. What I don't have.
We shall prevail.
I mean, Guardian Shell is all we've got, and then we can use Astral Wind. I was trying to point out earlier, it seemed like Astral Wind did not work.
Execute a strike now. Valerian has no right to command his father's fleet.
Sorry, I should say it worked, but it didn't work on my. Yeah, just go. Let's do this. It didn't work on my Sentinels, I think, is what I saw happen.
We're taking too much damage. Fall back.
Okay, we got all our pallets. There was a Sentinel, it looked like that had popped Guardian Shell, and I wasn't able to then... Need a lot of anti-air.
Glory to the Daylong.
Then heal it with Astral Winds. Maybe it's a synergy with Guardian Shell, but I've never seen that before.
Admiral Horner here. My ship is returning to the front line.
Protect the Xanthos!
I really don't want to get nuked. And we just blasted through this. We did a full clear speed run here. That's nice. That's handy. And I am maxed out. Okay, can I tell you something? Just, it's got a lot of health. Never mind. We gotta actually...
Counter them. Reroute power to the backup weapon systems. Send in the reserve. This ghost will fighter.
Just blast it. We have Guardian Shell.
If we fail today, we
See, I just used Guardian Shell. It didn't seem like it actually healed anything.
my position. We have risked everything for this.
Look at that. 18 minutes.
It is done. Preliminary scans show some injuries among the crew, but Davis is still alive. However, the communications channels are chaotic. She hasn't spoken since the crash.
Is it that it's because it doesn't heal shields?
Will investigate.
Of course.
Maybe that's what it is? It's because it doesn't... Astral Winds doesn't heal shields? I thought it did, or it's only health? I don't know. It's probably slightly different, man. He got roasted. Those, like, 4 guys might actually kill him. Let's just wait for a moment.
She seems to be alone.
100 life and 100 shields. Yeah, so when I used that, it did not seem like it actually healed certain units. I think it might have been ones that were affected by Guardian Shell. Because when something is Guardian Shelled, I guess it's technically invulnerable so that you can't even friendly buff it.
I know why you're coming here. You think you're going to do the right thing. What you don't realize is that if you do
Our
this,
path is clear.
you are no better than I am.
Goodbye. I will not... She couldn't even tell me to think on it, so I never stopped to think. Would you look at that? We did it! We've done one full playthrough of StarCraft II, from Wings of Liberty through Covert Ops. And we've done that first set of race swap campaigns. Now, I spoke with Synergy a little bit before I started this long series up until this point. I said, like, what would be a good order to play these? And we basically brought it down to saying, like, well, you're going to play mostly Protoss the first time, except the actual Protoss campaign, Legacy of the Void. Then you can play Terran Edition. Then you're going to go through and you're going to do... play as Zerg for all of them except for Heart of the Swarm. and you'll play as Terran there. I think is how the next set of campaigns are going to go through. But I'm going to take a break from these race swaps. I had a really good time throughout all of these. Truthfully, it's been just a very, very busy time for me lately. And when I started Wings of Liberty Protoss Edition, I just really wanted something that I could be at least slightly familiar with. So I think that was a good choice because, again, I've just had a lot going on. And it's starting to cool down a little bit just in time for me to start showcasing Mapperino. And I want to start some new series. So I am going to get back to Dawn of War. I think it's time I finally finish the original Dawn of War by playing and completing Soulstorm. Still haven't decided which faction I'm going to play as, but I am leaning towards one of the new ones, so either Dark Eldar or Sisters of Battle. I do want to play one that is fast and is particularly proficient with rushing. This has nothing to do with Protoss Covert Ops, as you could tell, but I will talk about that here in a moment as well, because we are at the end of this series. But yeah, I'll decide when I start. I might just take tomorrow off and then get back to Soulstorm in these Wednesday, Thursday slots next week. That's my plan, at least. It just depends on if I have time to start Soulstorm. But basically, I've been doing all my uploads, you know, like the night before I've been uploading them, which is abnormal for me. You know, if this was like my full-time job, that would be a little more normal, but I like to have a backlog and just kind of keep the schedule going. Not having a backlog makes me anxious, but I haven't been able to start a backlog and, you know, build it back up. So I just haven't, I feel like I haven't put out the quality of videos that I would like to. I don't know, maybe it's just all in my head. I'm not so sure. Maybe to you all, everything just seems exactly the same. But for me, it's like I've been just like really cutting it close with when I record and then get things uploaded. But again, hopefully that's going to be changing here pretty soon, and I can focus more on some new interesting stuff on the channel. All right, Protoss Covert Ops. I probably should have started with the campaign retrospective and then talked about, you know, random potpourri channel stuff after. Anyway, I did like this campaign. This was similar to, I think, all of the other race swaps in that some missions are surprisingly difficult, and they're usually the earlier maps. And then some maps are super duper easy. It's not always the end maps, but it's basically, you don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of like a grab bag, and I really like that. I think Mission 2 I knew would be very difficult just because it's very difficult to handle the Baneling waves when you don't have Spider Mines, you don't have any sort of AoE. You know, Nova has the grenade and or the shotgun. And then and even if you take the opposite of both of those abilities for some reason, which would be a huge mistake, but if you happen to take the other ones because you didn't know any better, you always are going to have Reapers with Spider Mines, I think. You don't even have an option to not have Spider Mines. So you always have some sort of AoE, and you can deal with the early Baneling waves pretty easily. And if you can deal with the early Baneling waves easily on Mission 2, then the rest of the mission goes pretty well because you aren't set back by that. So Mission 2 is a great example of something that is much harder for a very simple reason, and I was going to say maybe it's not super obvious to everyone, but I think it's pretty clear. I think everyone understands, like, this mission plays a certain way when you have certain abilities that are very strong and do area of effect damage, and now we don't have that, so it plays totally different. Now, I do like that, though. I don't think that for a race swap like this, I don't think, like, everything needs to be meticulously redesigned or anything like that, and these aren't. There's just a lot of neat little changes, you know, just to kind of add some memes in and stuff, and I appreciate that, but I like the idea of the maps being the same, but your tools are so different that it actually changes how you approach stuff. Like, this last mission was super duper easy, but in a way I just sort of challenged myself to say, like, okay, I know where the enemy attack waves are coming from. How can I utilize my super duper powerful army in Spear of Adun to complete this ultra fast? And that was pretty fun to do. I beat it before the Xanthos even got to the 4th Gorgon. So overall, again, not like speedrun worthy or anything, but you know, it was a full clear of the map basically, except that final base, and it was very, very quick. It was like 18 minutes minus the opening cinematic, so pretty significant time there when it comes to just casually throwing my hat into the ring and not cheesing the objective. I'm trying to think about the other maps. I do think that the Zerg Strain maps was fun. I like that one too. You could still use the subway, so we can still move around quickly. Just having Dark Templar and Vanguards just to kill stuff on the ground makes things you know, kind of a joke compared to what you can do with Terran. The Terran army is still really good, but it's almost more utility-based based on what you take on the units. If that makes sense. I guess the Night of the Dead or what, I don't know what it's called. The Night Terrors, that's it. I was thinking of the co-op one. That one was a little more difficult because you don't have siege tanks or liberators, and that map is, again, designed for more AoE or like super defensive focused things such as liberators, spider mines. You can build bunkers at them, etc., etc. Missile turrets. You know, we could build some cannons, I guess, but ultimately, you know, we just built a large army in it, and it took care of things because Colossi are awesome. They're so good because they light the ground on fire. I'm trying to think of other notable missions. I think Mission 2 will always stand out as, again, it's going to play a lot different. Mission 4 was a little spooky because the starting tools not being cloaked. You can't kill those hatcheries. I don't know. I'm sure you could if someone, like, you had something very meticulously planned and executed, but just given a shot to it, I was not able to kill all the hatcheries. I got all but 2. So, I mean, 4 is not bad. 3, I assume, would be what most people would be able to pull off. Just casually trying. That's not typically when I play Nova Covert Ops, I never have any hatcheries left, right? That's a given. So having to go into that mission and have to actually destroy the leftover hatcheries does make the mission feel a little tighter. It still didn't come down to the wire or anything, but with Protoss and Spear of Adun, you know, with those Protoss campaign units, the power differential is enormous. Absolutely enormous. You can afford to actually lose a lot of stuff like we did on Flashpoint is what it's called. I don't remember the names of these missions. The one with the Zerg strains where we attacked the Nidus worms, and we basically lost our whole starting army. So, like, the difference is the Terran endgame army is super strong. The DPS output is crazy, and it's mostly ranged. It's pretty much all ranged. The difference is getting there and the forgiveness that you have to get there, and then also mobility. Or rather, map presence, like power projection. With the Terran army, the big thing in like Legacy of the Void Terran Edition was there were early enemy spellcasters or attack waves that if you lost too much to them, you just need to restart because you're too far behind and it's very difficult to catch up. With Protoss, because we have Spear of Adun, we can project that power to destroy an attack wave without even needing to even think about losing any supply of army that we've built, or not even having to build that army, and we could invest that money in more workers and expansion or upgrades. There's way more forgiveness to get to that mid to late game army with Protoss. So again, it's like the end game armies. I do think Protoss is still more powerful because just that the campaign units were designed to be more powerful, but that doesn't mean like Terran is underpowered. It's just getting to and maintaining that late game army is a lot more difficult. So, I don't know. Playing Legacy of the Void Terran Edition, I feel like was kind of the highlight of this 4-campaign series for me. And just because I could reapproach it from when I had played it previously and actually win all the missions pretty handily, I felt really good about them. But then to go back and play Nova Covert Ops as Protoss, kind of reminding me, you know, how when you reapproach the Terran missions as Protoss, things are just, it's just as different, but kind of in the opposite way, for the reasons that I just listed. But then again, they can kind of surprise you in different ways. I like how Mission 3 played as the Tal'Darim, just a neat little menagerie of ideas here from Synergy. I appreciate them. I think the future Terran campaigns aren't as difficult as Legacy of the Void Terran Edition because we get to play as the Nova faction of units, the Spec Ops, so we have all sorts of neat upgrades for our units that are going to make them stronger. I don't know if we will also have access to our armory upgrades, but those in combination should put us with much more parity with the Protoss, even without Spear of Adun. So, okay, talked at length about this. I feel like I've talked at length specifically about Legacy of the Void Terran Edition. I just had a really nice time beating things that were particularly difficult that people gave bad reviews to on Battle.net because they need to get good. All right, thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you next time for something a little different. Bye-bye.